shit see. We get so quick with a just mass on that bitch. Tear up and these niggas so 666 we like this shit see.
Contest to speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest of speed.
Welcome back to Contest of Speed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to resume the second half of the season here. This is round 7, Monza, back from the winter break. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host for tonight. I'm also joined by the one, the only, the the once reigning defending AM3 Constructors Champion. How's it going, Sean Boy? How we doing tonight? Sean Boy is MIA. Hello?
Oh, my bad, we're back. Headset just turned off on me for some reason. As soon as you started talking, it's like, I don't want to listen to him tonight.
Well, yep, now you're back. How we doing after the nice little breakaway? You have a good Christmas, good New Year's?
I had a great vacation. It was awesome. Yep.
Yeah, good time spending away from the racing, from the commentating, but now we're fresh, we're back, we're ready to go for what's definitely going to be an exciting second half of the season. Let's take a look at the track for tonight. We're here in Monza, the Temple of Speed, where Leclerc took a win this year. What a fantastic race that was in real life. We can only hope for something like that here, but 2 DRS zones, lots of full throttle sections in this track, and only 11 turns to navigate, so going to be closest thing that you have to NASCAR in terms of Formula One. Going to be an exciting one. But the first half of the season did take us through some twisted turns, lots of championship lead changes. This is how we're looking as it stands in the driver standings after 6 rounds. So Orlando is your championship leader going into round 7. He is on the top spot, and he is in the McLaren, but he has a few drivers within a point and a half behind him. There's Speedy Bullet in the kick sauber. He's had a brilliant first, well, I guess you could say missed the first race, but the next 5 races after that were pretty stellar from him, and he's climbed back within 1 point, and M1K just a half a point behind Speedy Bullet there. So we've been treated to some good races this season, and even better championship fight, and you can see just behind DK Nortec had made up 4 places in the last race because he had claimed the win, and one of 5 different drivers taking a win in 6 races. You couldn't ask for anything better, Sean Boy.
No, you'd love to see it. I mean, it's been nothing but incredible racing all year, so I don't expect it to change tonight, especially around Monza.
Especially around Monza, we're in for some excitement. Moving on to the constructors, it looks a little bit different than the driver standings. As we can see, Kick Sauber is actually on top there. As you mentioned, DK Nortec having a pretty solid second half of the season, where the McLaren and Haas second drivers, they kind of, well, not second drivers, but the other drivers that aren't in the top of the standings for the teams, they're kind of having a little bit more of a rough time as DK came to life in the second half, as well as Speedy. They're at the top of the pile, despite Haas having the most wins so far, but McLaren close behind, only a few points, and yeah, that seems to be the fight. But then in the midfield, you can see how tight it is between Aston Martin, Mercedes, Williams, and even Red Bull. we'll see what's all gonna shake out tonight. But we can see some cars coming across the line to complete their first banker laps. Red Arrow is sitting on provisional pole, and we are now alongside. Let's see, that is Mick Ribb, who is starting his lap, so we can jump on board with the Sauber driver here and see what he can pull off in the first session. Going through, let's actually pull up the turns overlay, see everything. But yeah, high speed. Oh, he's going a little bit wide. Let's see if I can get the track map open as well, because that could be potentially a little bit of an invalidation. But there you go, M1K 119.8, and the time to beat for the prediction is a 119.2. So that's a pretty solid banker to start out with. You know, early days in this qualifying session.
Yeah, wouldn't hate putting a 19.8 in my first lap.
No, it's not a horrible position to be in, honestly. Yeah, he's in a good spot. Now coming through the final turn 11. There he goes, the set 8 121.4. That off there. Who can we catch now on a bit of a flying lap? Ferraris are backing it up. Electric Entre, I think he got some sort of a penalty. Did you see what that was?
I did not. No, I'm trying to get this whole flat top in here so we can get a quality lap in.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that would be very nice of you. But let's check in with Orlando. He is the championship leader merely by 1 point, but yeah, it is 1 point at least. He is in the lead, so let's see what he can do. He's letting some traffic by, some other drivers coming through. Here comes Orlando now to start his first flying lap here in qualifying. Got 12 minutes remaining. They're going into turn 1, turn 2, very tricky chicane there. Lap timing's on here. Sets a purple sector 1. De La Rogia now, turn 5. Coming into turn 6, the Lesmo 1 and 2. This is, yeah, not, I mean, the last time I drove this track was MX5 Cups, so, I mean, it's nice to see some cars going a little bit faster around this track, a little bit less dreadful. But this track, definitely not my favorite. Here we go into Ascari now with Orlando. He's setting 2 purple sectors there. M1K has the fastest time. DK Nortec within a tenth of him, and it's ASAP Loggy on the starting on the second row. Let's see if the McLaren driver can displace them now. We're coming across the line. Hugs it nice and tight to the wall. It's not good enough to beat M1K despite having those early purple sectors coming across the board. See what Orlando can do. There's still plenty of time left in qualifying. That is just his first run. And speaking of first runs, I believe Chipman is also on a first run. And Speedy Bullet also looks like he's coming around through Parabolica. No, that's his DK Nortec actually coming through Parabolica. Soul Flat Top has joined. That is what you want to see.
I'd love to see it.
Seventh Flame. I think he's starting a lap now. I believe this could be a reserve driver, so making their debut tonight in Monza. That is nice. Getting through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of a lock up there, but managed to keep it on track. Still pointing in the right direction. That is everything positive that you need. That's all I look for. As long as I'm still going the right way, it was a good turn. He gets purple's first sector, so he's really pushing the limits. That lock up not costing him too much performance. Was aggressive enough with it that he gained some time on it, actually. I'm wondering if these purple sectors are actually real or if AEA is just doing the EA thing, showing everybody's first lap is purple. And I did see a race prediction request in the chat. Let's see if I can scroll up to that now.
I think it was over under 4.5 DNFs.
4.5 DNFs, and Pablo did pull a pretty good line for the previous time that we did something like this. So in Pablo we trust for betting. I don't want to trust him with anything else, especially not.
I say that was a rare compliment from BK to Pablo.
It had to be a backhanded one though.
It did, yeah.
Here comes Chipman now, his 7th flame, goes 13th with a 122.813, and Chipman is going to go pole now. It's a 119.695 for the McLaren, and he's looking to bounce back in the second half of the season. A little bit of bad luck. He was in the fight early on, and just nothing but bad luck for him after the first 2 races, I think. So looking maybe he got off the naughty list, and he's a new man now in 2025. He's up to P5 with that lap with 120.42, 87 tenths away from Chipman there. So yeah, again, looking a little bit like a bit of a mixed bag. We've got Red Arrow and the Haas, 120.8. I think they could be starting a lap here. Looks like they're starting to push. Let's get next overlays going here and see what Red Arrow can do. See there, the fastest lap goes to Chipman. He has 2 of the fastest sectors, M1K the fastest final sector. Enough overlays for you, ladies and gentlemen.
He loves his overlays.
Yeah, they were just a recent update in the race array overlays that we use, so gotta try them out. Oh, Red Arrow on the exit of a Ascari, losing all of it. And that is detrimental. He's completely abandoned the lap now, obviously, going invalid. Crucially, he's still going the right way. That's like I said, you can still go for another run. He's not out of the session, not DNF. That is just the only thing that you don't want. Electric Entree, one of the only cars yet to set up. He's on his out lap. Let's see if we can catch the Ferrari driver potentially on a flyer when he gets going here. Who else? 6 minutes left in this qualifying session. I think ASAP Loggy is completely burned his ERS, so I'd be surprised if he is pushing on here. Who have we not featured yet tonight? Fireball could be another driver on a flyer. Yeah, looks like they have a little bit more ERS. Doesn't say out lap. Let's see what Fireball can do. Quite a bit down actually, so I don't think he's pushing on. Chipman's in the pits. DK could be on a lap here. Let's see. Nope, he is backed out of that one. Not like what he sees after 2 sectors. He's decided to bail out of it. Recharge. Let's see. Ayo. I believe they had a pretty good performance last time. Looks like a first purple sector for them. 1101, nice and tight to the right. Full corner there in this one as well. Typically with the F1 car, those corners are pretty easy, but scrubbing off all the downforce to get this car fast in a straight line to be suitable for this track, it just makes those corners super tricky, I find. And this one is probably the worst one of them all. Ascari handles that very nicely. John Boy, I don't know about you, but I know I definitely have lost a wheel in Ascari before.
Hurt myself too many times in Ascari.
Tends to
That
happen.
and the first chicane. I usually don't DNF the first chicane, but usually just in the sand.
Ayo comes across the line. He goes P8. Entree is coming through Parabolica now, and he has not hooked it up here. He's got a red track. He's invalidated, but could he have enough fuel to jump straight into another lap? Let's see. We're jumping on board now with the Ferrari. Fred Vasseur is watching on from the pit wall, anticipating great things from Electric Entree here. He's one of the 2 drivers who haven't set a lap yet. Soul Flat Top, I think, is just a bit ahead of him on the track. Let's see what Andre does. Into turn 1, he's a little bit deep, clobbered over the curbs, but he keeps it together. There's a Williams off track there that potentially could have distracted him. Potentially an impeding penalty coming their way. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, George Russell.
Yeah. Coming into turn 4 now and turn 5. A little bit cleaner there than the first chicane. He's hanging it all out there now. We've got 3 minutes to go, so it's starting to get towards those final few moments in qualifying. Orlando is out of his pit garage. See a few others coming out as well. The other Ferrari of Rob's boy, Alpine. Let's see, Electric Entree is slightly down from Chipman's benchmark, 2 seconds back, but that could slot him into the top 15 here if he can hook it up. Oh, he's bailing out, I think. No, Entree, no. Finish the lap. He's called it quits. Oh, really getting out of the way there. That is good sportsmanship there from the Ferrari driver. All right, let's jump on board with Orlando. He's flying through his car now. A purple middle sector, it looked like there for a moment, but it looks like it could have disappeared. No, he is recharging. He's getting wound up for he's doing a second warm-up lap. Oh, let's see what Orlando can do here. One of the main features in qualifying usually. So is he going for a lap? Is he jumping in the pits? He's trying to get a new set of tires on, I think. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds before the end of the session. Is this a mistake from the McLaren? We've got a few drivers you can see already coming out of the pits. There's M1K out of the first corner, as well as DK Nortec well on his outlap to start his final run. It's going to be very tight for McLaren driver. See ASAP Loggy is on a flyer themselves, potentially. No battery being used for these guys. So everybody's kind of waiting for that last moment when the track is really going to ramp up. Yeah, them as well. T9 Wolf, another driver we haven't quite seen much of in qualifying yet. Let's see if they're pushing on here. It could be one driver that we watch now. Oh, he is recharging the battery. I think he's just completed the lap. It's a 1:21.3 for D9 Wolf, so he's sitting in P14. Electric Entree's in the pits. I don't think he's going to be setting a lap here, and that honestly could be a good play. That could be smart if he plays his cards right. Plays a long game here. It is an absolutely terrifying first turn if you're anywhere in the middle of the pack. Fireball is retired from the session. That's in the pits. It's all good. Alright, let's see. M1K, I think, was one of the first drivers out, as well as DK. So let's jump on board with DK Nortec. Coming into Sector 1 now. They are just under a 10th away from Chipman's fastest lap. Personal best for him. It's showing purple, but I can assure you he was slightly behind McLaren. Orlando is not making it yet. He is on his outlap, and there is 20 seconds left. You can see he is a little too far away from the line. McRib is out of the session as well. See DK Nortec now coming out of Ascari. Through Parabolica he goes for his final run. Checkered flag is flying. Orlando has a checkered flag. Red Arrow and Hysteria have the checkered flag. What's it going to be? DK Nortec does not improve his position. He is actually a little bit behind. Chipman is further behind there. M1K now coming across the line. He doesn't improve as well. Chipman seems to have locked it out, unless Speedy can have something to say about it here. He's coming across the line.
Oh, Chipman just got blocked hard and crashed.
it's not going to matter for Chipman. He didn't
No.
need to improve at the end of the day. Yeah, I can see he's lost his end plate there on his car. Rather, rather unfortunate there for Chipman again. But luckily, he did the work early where he got his fastest lap on the board when it needed to be there. And yeah, I think it's going to be basically in the qualifying. We may see AO jump up a few positions here if they can hook up a good final lap. They can find half a second there up into the top 6. Not sure it's going to be there for the Mercedes this time, but let's see. Coming around the final corner. Oh, he's jumping in the pits and he has full battery, so he did not have it this time, as did C9 Wolf. I believe they're also jumping into the pits, so that is going to be the end of qualifying. We've got Chipman on pole, M1K starting on the front row alongside him, DK Nortec just behind with Orlando, and Speedy with ASAP Loggy. So ASAP actually jumping in the top 6. That's one of the, like we said a few times earlier on the season, those top 3 teams are pretty well set. So jumping into the top 6 for ASAP Loggy, that is pretty well done for him. And Hysteria not too far behind Red Arrow as well. So let's see what can happen here, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a crazy first run into turn 1, and we will see what happens from there. John Boy, any thoughts before we dive away from qualifying here?
Oh, I mean, I don't think so. I think we should just get ready for an eventful turn 1, I'm guessing, as always, and great race after that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I think with the everybody flying into turn 1. Yeah, I don't see it being a super clean one. Don't think we're gonna see 19 drivers coming out of there facing the right direction. Just not anything against them, but just the nature of the circuit, and it's just notorious for these kinds of starts. So let's see what can happen here. But as we mentioned, the top 10: Chipman, M1K, DK Nortec, Orlando, CZG Speedy, ASAP Bloggy, Red Arrow, Hysteria, Woodjay, and AO. See you guys when we're ready to go green.
Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest of speed.
Contest of speed.
Welcome back, everyone, trackside. We are here just awaiting the start of the Round 7 Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix, not Round 7 Grand Prix, Italian Grand Prix here in AM2. And yeah, it's Monza this season. A little bit of a change from last season. We're in Imola. We've got McLaren on pole, Chipman, and M1K just beside, so the championship leader just a bit further behind. And here we go. We're getting ready to go racing here. Gonna have to get the prediction going when we can, and it's lights out, and away we go. Chipman gets a decent start here, and he's flying into turn 1. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is all about to come unraveled. Pretty clean through first bit. Oh, we can see a couple bit cars ghosting there, and Aston Martin, Williams, a Haas is off the track. That's Red Arrow dropping all the way back there, and M1K is taking the lead off the line. Pretty good jump there from the Haas, but Orlando's looking around the outside. Tucked in right behind. Is he going to make a brave move into the second chicane? Gives him a little tap on the entry, but M1K manages to get a stop. Chipman's got a Sauber for company. Orlando tucked in right behind DK Nortec, and I'm sure that Chipman would love for him to make that overtake just to give him a little bit more breathing room. But here we go into Ascari down the second straight we go, and it's going to be a yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like 7th Flame is lost back into the car. M1K is your leader as it stands through 2 sectors. He got the jump, he's in the lead, and there's some fighting behind him between the Saubers and the McLarens. Look at that. Look at that shot. M1K just leaving the green and orange cars behind. If you guys fight amongst each other, I will just take off, and DK jumps ahead of Chipman. He's always pretty good off the line, DK. He always makes up a couple positions, and he's pretty strong in that first stage of the first stint. M1K setting the fastest lap, being your leader on the first lap. And look at Speedy Bullet, we're going 3 wide. It's down the first straight on lap 2. Speedy Bullet on the inside of Chipman, but he's not going to go for the lunge. But you know who is Witche, who's actually had an incredible start. He's up into P5. Remember, we said ASAP Loggy was the one who cracked into the top 6 in qualifying, but look at Witche. He's flying right now.
He's a man on a mission.
He is a man on a mission. That is 100% accurate description. Let's get the proper leaderboard up here. I'll try to toggle UI so we can get rid of some stuff. There we go. That looks absolutely beautiful. So Witche making up a couple positions. We can see the tires there as well. M1K on mediums, all the way down to Orlando on the mediums, and Fireball on the hards. He's also made up quite a few positions. DRS is going to be available this lap here, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play it coming out of Ascari. And look at this train. We've got Haas, we've got Sauber, we've got McLaren, we've got Alpine. Red Bull's tucked in just behind this pack here, and they're on the charge. What's DK Nortec going to do? He's going to have the DRS advantage. It's all about straight line speed coming down this straight. And I would love to get the predictions up for over-unders, but I am just locked into this race right now. We can see M1K trying to break the toe. DK Nortec goes to the outside. Oh, a little bit of a tap on the entry. M1K is trying to fight it off over the curbs, but there's no room for him. He's around the outside. There goes Chipman right on there into the inside. But M1K is going to have the more optimal line here through into turn 3. DK Nortec is your leader after winning his first race in a long time. Last week, last race, I guess, a few weeks ago. In, where was that? Azerbaijan, I think, was it not? So, yeah, he's in the lead. He's feeling confident on the second half of the season as well. We've got a yellow flag in behind. Looks like a bit of a kerfuffle. We'll have to check in with this fight. Red Arrow, I think, is the leader of this little pack here. And that pack comprises of Ninja, Rob's Boy, ASAP Loggy. They're all chasing that house down. Going into the final turn now on lap 3. Oh, M1K is a little bit wide. Yeah. Chipman has a pretty good look on the inside of him. He's going to have a decent run, and that's actually going to open up the fight between those two behind versus the fight for the lead. M1K slots in ahead. These guys aren't going to be close enough on this occasion to get ahead of DK Nortec. Like I said, DK very good at getting a pretty solid first stint, but sometimes it seems like he burns up his tires a little bit too much when he does that. So let's see if he can manage this well now that he's in the lead, manage the pace, keep those tires alive, and drive into the sunset here, DK Nortec. Who would have thought? A couple lead changes off the line. Chipman still in the fight, thankfully. He's actually, this front pack is split up, and look at that. Witche is in P4. Rob's Boy has retired in the first chicane, and that's going to be a VSC. Not the full safety car coming out. Rob's Boy is
shake things up a little bit though.
Out of the race. Yeah, that's going to shake it up. And then now it's actually upgraded to a full safety car coming out of the pit lane. Oh man, this is really going to shake things up. DK Nortec got the start that he wanted, as did M1K, but DK Nortec taking advantage of the DRS and getting ahead. So let's see what can happen from here on out. Safety car overlay up, as always, sponsored by Trax VR. You know, you gotta shout those boys out every time that the safety car comes out, which hasn't been too frequently this season. These guys have been pretty good, but yeah. It's first safety car of the race. Let's see if anybody's gonna bite. Rob's out of the session. DK, actually the leader, has jumped into the pits here. So is M1K. Very, very interesting.
It feels a little early yet, but obviously they've got something in mind.
Yep. God. Leaderboard off there for a second. Full throttle for 84% of the track here. That is absolutely ludicrous. Like I said, this is the closest that F1 gets to NASCAR. This is very few turns, very high speed. You can see
Foot to the floor a lot.
foot to the floor a lot, yeah, and it's just a question of ERS and slipstream and strategy, honestly. Very big mind game, these kinds of races, I find. Especially if there's people close to your pace. You can pull away, obviously it gets a little bit easier, but when you have someone where you can't pull away, that's where it gets a little tricky and you gotta play some games, but it gets fun.
Yeah, it is definitely a fun track to race. As long as you don't take yourself out on one of the many difficult spots.
Yeah. Well, I do have time to do prediction here, I guess. Since we have one DNF, though, I think I'm gonna make the line 3.5 for the remainder of the race. How should I word that? Should I just make it over under 4.5
We say just
and everybody
over under
knows?
4.5.
Yeah, okay.
We know.
DNFs.
Oh, Pablo wants 5.5.
I'm sorry, Pablo. You already spent the points. This is one of them. This is one of the DNFs, I feel like.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get this prediction open for 10 minutes here. And you guys can submit your cost points if you guys want to try to win some more cost points. I mean, there's some nice things to spend them on now, so it's good to give that a whirl so you can spend your points on picking who we follow along on the track and all that kind of cool stuff. So Rob's DNF already counts towards it. So we're at 1 out of the 4.5 DNFs on the over-under. We need 4 more technically to get the over. No, I just left it as 4.5. Sean Boy is smart. Where's Potty? He is in South Africa. I don't know where he's at. Must be just chilling tonight. Not waking up in the middle of the night to watch AM2. Oh, Sean Boy's left the session. Wonderful.
I got booted.
Yep.
So I'm still here. I heard you the whole time.
Yeah.
You guys want me there though.
I just sent you an invite, brother. Let's get back to speed here with Chipman. Let's get the safety car overlay off here. Let's get back to racing. Here goes Chipman taking us back to green flag on lap 7. And it's actually going to be a drag race here. Look at this Wiche making up positions in the pit sequence up to P2 starting this restart. So that's the highest he's been this season. And he's going to be fighting. Hang on to that, I'm sure. This guy shared quite a few battles with him on track, Sean Boy as well, and good to see him up in those top positions again. Having a decent race tonight. Used to be an absolute demon on the controller. Made the switch to the wheel, kind of at a transition period, getting used to that, and look at him now. He's really starting to get the hang of it. Yellow flag, and another safety car has been deployed. Actually, McLaren is all the way back. And you know who that is? None other but the championship leader of Orlando.
Oh no, that is not what you want to see.
I don't know why the safety car came out. Electric Entree is in the back, and he has no wings, so that could be part of it. He's lost his front wing. Oh my god. Parts of the cars are still going flying down the straight, flying off of his car. He's going to be jumping into the pit lane here to get that repaired. But yeah, Orlando is one of the drivers that is having a rough go tonight, down in P17. Benjamin gets a 10-second speeding in the pit lane. Oh my god! Oh no, 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 Chipman. Lots of cars jumping into the pits now. Chipman having a pretty quick stop, but he's going to pay for how quick he was going into the pit lane because he was over the speed limit, and he's got a 10-second time penalty now. Oh no. It's not insurmountable, but he needs a little bit of luck on his side at this point. He needs another safety car, and needs to get to work when that safety car goes back in. Tromboy, you've been in this position before, taking I mean, it used to be 5 seconds, which even that was a big shot to your race. Now it's 10 seconds penalty.
Yeah, 10's a lot.
10
like,
is a lot.
To, gain to what? Maybe a tenth or two that you gain from going a little too fast in there? If that?
Witche opting to stay out on track there, while many other cars jumped in the pits. He is not one of them. Let's see, total pit stops. See Red Arrow and Witche not making any pit stops yet. Fireball not making any pit stops. Soul Flat Top not making any pit stops. And Witche and Red Arrow are definitely benefiting off of that, making up quite a few positions. With how it's gone in the first 8 laps, I mean, we've basically had, what, 4 or 5 racing laps? If that? 4 laps, I think?
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't be surprised if we get another, and the field is quite mixed up here. It's gonna be interesting, because when you get different tires and different ages, that's when you really notice the really big difference in performance. And, difference in braking zones, which there are plenty of in here. If you're on an old set of hards compared to a fresh set of mediums, your braking zone's a little bit longer. And I remember, I mean, you probably remember this too, a few seasons ago when there was this situation that I just described. I was on fresh mediums, drivers ahead of me on old hards on the restart, and I braked at where I thought they were going to brake, and turns out I braked much later than they were. I ended up punting somebody into the lead of the race. So turns out they just braked too early, and I helped them out. But that difference in performance is there. And with the track where braking is so tricky and so important, it's going to be difficult for these drivers that are staying out. Let's see if we can get any tire wear information from them. Red Arrow, of course, for some reason, I can see his name, but I can't see any of his telemetry, as with Fireball and Hysteria. But Witche on 12% old tires. I believe those are the medium tire for him. Red Arrow is on the hards. Safety car is in this lap. Some good sauce has everyone in the bin right now. Everyone's in the bin. His man C9 Wolf's in the top 10. He's looking to make some moves here. He's got Soul Flat Top ahead of him, Hysteria ahead of him, Fireball ahead of him. Look at that. I mean, DK Nortec and M1K and Red Arrow. Only 3 of the top 6 drivers, I would say, that are in that top 5 group. Let's see what Witche does here on the restart. Looks like he is starting to go here. He's unleashed the power of the Alpine. Baguette power is underway, and M1K has stuck with him here. He's trying to break the toe. M1K is closing in. Witche is picking the middle of the track. What's it going to be as we go into turn 1? M1K tucks in behind. Witche looks to keep the lead, but he is a little bit wide there. Look at this. We got 3. Oh, there's an end plate coming off for the Haas. I think that was M1K's front left end plate. He is gonna be struggling for downforce, but we're absolutely flying in the straight line here. Oh, that is horrible for him. He's letting his teammate by. Red Arrow's into the top. Oh, sorry. That actually was Red Arrow who lost his wing, I think. Let's see. That was Red Arrow. Oh no.
Yeah, it was.
Red Arrow had a great jump and he actually made his way up there. But that's going to be really harmful for his race. He hasn't pitted yet, so thankfully he still has to pit, but that is just not what you want on a restart. Look at this. DK Nortec is going to be putting Witche under pressure here, going into Ascari. Just hangs back, knows the DRS is coming, and knows a longer straight is coming with a better opportunity. And we're seeing a whole bunch of mayhem in behind. Let's check in. Oh, there's a Williams spinning around. I think that was, not sure who that was because it says player. Can you tell me who that was?
Seventh plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. But let's jump back on board with the leaders now. Here is Witche ahead of DK, ahead of M1K. M1K is pulling alongside of DK Nortec, but he's not going to send the dive here. DK's just within touch of that Alpine head, but doesn't make any contact. Really, really close stuff here from AM2. Some really good racing. Pablo says boring. He wanted DK to send it there, but DK's playing the long game here. He knows that Witche has slightly older tires. He's not going to be able to make the end, especially when he has to still make a pit stop to change those tires as per the rules. Witche is hanging on. Hysteria also hanging on. He's got Orlando for company, who's made up 10 positions almost since the restart. He was down in 17th, mind you. And Chipman also making grounds here. He is him, Speedy, and his teammate Orlando are all kind of in a pack together, and they're just moving up together up the field. DK Nortec has taken the lead from Witche. We did miss that lead swap there. Let's see if Witche can fight back. Coming down the straight here. Confirmation there for the man in P2. He's under pressure now. M1K has blown just ahead of the Alpine, who's trying to take the position back, laid on the brakes going into turn 1. M1K looking for the switchback around the outside. Oh, he's on the grass. These two not willing to fight, give this position up. And Sean Boy, I think this is just giving me flashbacks here of racing against Witche.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Witche
He is not an easy man to pass.
does not like to give up his position. Oh, he's slow through that corner, which forces the Haas to check up. Causes a little bit of a bump, but no damage here. It looks like the M1K is still okay. And look at this. All this fighting has brought Red Arrow even closer.
And DK Nortec is flying away here.
Yeah, and DK Nortec is just checking out of this race. 1.9 seconds is the gap. M1K has DRS flying into Ascari. He's not going to make the overtake though. Witche crucially saving that ERS when to use it when he needs it. Jump forward here with the Haas, looking at the back of the Alpine ahead. See him harvesting battery, going into the corners. Making sure he gets a nice exit onto the straight, but Witche won't have the DRS this time. This should be almost slam dunk for the Haas driver. M1K looking to make a charge here, but this is Witche was here before. He did send it on the inside of M1K from deep. Not gonna have his straight line speed this time to fight back. You can see Red Arrow is just hanging on with that broken wing. Fireball in the picture as well. T9 Wolf, I think, took a penalty and dropped all the way to the back. Oh no. M1K is set off now to charge after DK. Witche is still trying to hold off this position, and he's got Red Arrow behind, who is also on the old tires. Fireball behind, who's also on the old tires. Let's jump on board here with Orlando. He is in P6. He's got AO behind, his teammate chasing AO down. And looks like ZZG Speedy's into the pit lane here, taking a time penalty to serve and changing a wing for the Sauber, so must have had some issues there out on track. leading driver there coming out of the pits. DK's in the lead. Ooh, we got some battling in behind. Fireball's sending it on Red Arrow. Oh, there's a bit of a collision there. Orlando's quickly catching up to this group. Look at this. From the view of the McLaren going into turn 3 and 4. Sorry, 4 and 5. Goes the driver there, slow flat top getting out of the way. Through Lesmo 1. And we've got a yellow flag now. That's just slow flat top really getting out of the way for everybody. Orlando trying to line it up now. He's got Red Arrow and Fireball in his sights, both of them. Actually, no, Fireball not having DRS, but Red Arrow does. Not able to make the inroads. Fireball is pretty quick in a straight line, but he is struggling through these corners here. You can see how much the Haas and the McLaren just caught up. This is kind of where it's a game of chicken. No one really wants to make a move because they know the DRS is coming. Orlando says, screw it, I'll go. Actually stays behind, going before the detection point, and gets ahead of Red Arrow. So he makes one position before the DRS. Red Arrow is jumping into the pits now. He has no front wing. Had enough with those tires as well. Look at AO and Chipman close in behind this battle. AO pulling out to the side of the Red Bull as well. Going to be 3 positions lost for the Red Bull down the straight unless he can fight this one off with Chipman. Oh, there's a whole bunch of backing up in the chicane. And Fireball has lost a front end plate there. Chipman has gone through. AO's gone through. And Orlando's gone through. These guys, McLaren, trying to work together, slipstream each other down the straight. Going to favor the inside here. Going into turn 4. It's Orlando trying to go through first, but AO fights it off with enough ERS. Close in behind is Fireball, still unfortunately lost that front end plate in that exchange in turn 1. But look at this. What a quiet race here out front as it stands for DK Nortec. 3.1 seconds clear of M1K. Just took his first win in I don't know how many seasons, he said. Since season 7 or 8, I think he said last week. But he's flying tonight right now. He was flying in the first stint as well. M1K is close behind. Witche doing really well to stay in P3 and break free of that group behind. You can see AO is leading the McLarens now towards them, and they are all on those fresher tires compared to Witche, who's still yet to pit. AO taking the wide line. You can see Chipman taking a little bit of a narrower line to get into the slipstream now of Orlando. There goes one McLaren, the other McLaren sizing it up, not able to make the move on the exit. Oh, sorry, on the entry, but looking for it on the exit now. Oh, we're 3 wide.
Oh, 3 wide.
And you can see your Red Bull going off there. That's Fireball, who missed turn 1 and had to take the escape road. 3 wide going into turn 4 now again. That's Chipman. Finds himself in the lead of this pack. Orlando just behind AO, trying to fight it off so he can stay involved. He's invited the Aston Martin into the party here, and there's a penalty for McRib, 10 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. That's a new one.
You don't see that ever, I don't think. I've never saw that.
It is, yeah, that's something I haven't seen before in F1 game, so that's new. Cool.
Not cool if we gotta get a penalty, but
Yeah. We're past the halfway point in this race now, Sean Boy, and I'm just turning my attention to the weather forecast. We can see light cloud as it stands, but 15 minutes overcast, and the chance of rain is slowly increasing. Could we potentially be in for some weather towards the end of this race? Which jumps in the pits.
I think it's gonna need to speed up if it's gonna affect this race any, I think.
Potentially, if there's any more safety cars, could bring some rain into play towards the end. And with how low the downforce levels are, it could be a little bit tricky once we get to that point, if it does happen. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. And fortunately or unfortunately, the way the overlays work now, I can't turn off the weather forecast, so we just have it on all the time. So we'll be updated. It's a good thing, but it's also kind of annoying. So Chipman is 5 seconds back, leading Orlando now towards M1K, who's 3 seconds back from DK Nortec. And these two McLarens now trying to work together to find their way both back onto the podium. We've got one McLaren who is in that position right now, but these guys looking for a little bit more in the constructors fight. They want to have all the points that they can get, especially with Speedy kind of out of the picture. Red Arrow also down in P13. This could be a decent night for McLaren. They've fought back from way back in the grid. Remember, Orlando was 1 point P17. Chipman there behind him as well. Let's see what these McLaren drivers can do. They are on a mission.
With Jay finally bit the bullet, had to box as well.
Yeah, he boxed last lap.
Got maybe a lap or two over.
Sween's now pitting Alpine teammate. Fireball is now in the pits as well. ASAP Loggy also in the pits. So Jay did what he could, staying out as long as he could, even leading portion of that restart. Now he's in P9, so he's on the fresh hards. Let's see what can happen now for the rest of this race. I'm assuming that is going to be his only pit stop. He's going to run these hards to the end, whether it's a safety car or not. Just based off his strategy early on, he is going to take every advantage of track position that the safety car can give him. And he's, like we said, a very good defender. He is, if he wants to keep that position, he can definitely make sure he does for a few corners at least. So,
few laps at least.
yeah, I mean, yeah, a few corners is probably selling him quite short. I've been stuck behind him for quite a few laps, despite rocking up to the back of him pretty quickly a few times. So he knows how to defend. He saves his ERS for the right moments and puts his car in the right place when he has to. Red Arrow is just behind. You can see in the background there the Haas driver trying to close in. Wonder if he made any changes to that wing. Looks like Red Arrow has his front wing completely repaired now, so looking good. The remainder of this race, ASAP Lucky's on the softs. Chipman almost down, chopping off a second off of the gap to M1K since we last looked at it. Is within 4 seconds now. M1K teetering along that 2.8 margin, not really making the inroads that he would have liked at this point, but he is catching up a little bit, and as I say that, it cuts down to 2.5, potentially a little bit of a mistake, and Chipman takes a 3-second penalty in Ascari. C9 Wolf has retired, and the safety car's out.
It's out.
It's out. DK Nortec is gonna be caught by it, I think. Is he gonna jump into the pits? He is gonna jump into the pits. M1K is jumping in the pits. McLaren, they're gonna make the call, I think, and it's gonna be a double stack for them. So Orlando is gonna lose out here. The championship leader, unfortunately, gonna lose out on a track position after the double stack for McLaren. Stay on board here with Orlando. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, and he has to wait for the 10-second penalty. He has to wait for Chipman's 10. This couldn't be worse for McLaren.
Oh
no. It's a slow stop for Chipman, who has just pulled out of the box now, and because of his penalty, that is going to hurt Orlando even more, who is changing his front wing as well. How far is Orlando going to drop down here?
Wow.
It was at least a 6.2 second wing change, so McLaren really on the ball with that one, but doesn't excuse the 10 plus seconds that he lost from sitting behind his teammate who had a penalty, has really dropped him down to P8. But if Orlando has shown us anything in this race so far and the last race in Baku, that he can really climb back when you don't expect him to. So it's still a long race to go. Going to be 5 or so laps to go towards the end. Still potential for another safety car. And Chipman, despite having the 10-second penalty, he's actually come out better than his teammate because he just had the track position.
Crazy.
But
looks like Wiche did box as well. He's got new mediums on.
Wiche goes for the mediums. You can see DK and M1K going for the softs. I mean, softs seem like a pretty good idea to me. Yeah, it's gonna be a very well, like I said, it's still a long race, but it's in the grand scheme of things quite a short stint to finish off this race. Lots of things can still happen though. Got Swains in P7, Electric Entree in P5 in the Ferrari. Do we have
Yes,
some?
sir. Where are entree fans at here in the chat? Come on now.
Yeah.
Make some noise for this man.
Make some noise for the Electric Entree in the Ferrari. Salt is groaning at AO's choice of tires here. AO on the mediums, Chipman on the softs behind him. We've got a whole bunch of drivers on the mediums. Red Arrows on the softs. Is he gonna be able to make some inroads in this final stint of this race? Certainly has a tire, it seems. I think the soft is the play. Some EDs down in the back as well. This is really gonna shake up the championship order. If I'm still on the screen that I can show the standings, let's take a look at them. No, I am not. That's amazing. Red Devil sounding off in the chat for everyone's favorite Ferrari driver, Electric Entree, AM2 tier rep, AM1 commentator, just an all-around W mans. Hoping he can have a, take advantage of this result. Let's take a look at what kind of tires we're dealing with here out on the grid. Entree's on the 1 lap old mediums, so that slow stop for Orlando must have helped him out. He's the self in P5 on merit here, it looks like. So. I know one guy who won't be too happy about that safety car, DK Nortec. He had done some pretty good work there. I'm sure M1K as well wouldn't have minded taking a P2 easily and just going home with it. It's not a guaranteed thing. He has opportunity for more now, but that being said, he has opportunity to lose more as well. So it's on the balance here. We've got AO and P3 as well, another driver we haven't seen up at the top of the leaderboard this far this season. Tomboy, what do you think? Oh no! How does Electric Entree get freaking 10-second penalty? And he's dropped all the way back. Oh my god. Electric Entree getting a 10-second penalty there, I think, for a collision, and he's dropped all the way back. That's the commentator's curse.
He is missing that right end plate as well now too.
Oh no, it hurts me. Poor Entree, he was looking so good. Oh, Entree was in P5, so flat top. Where is this guy? How did he manage to get in a collision with Cole? I don't know.
Lapped car that didn't ghost.
But he's way behind him at that point. Anyways, no rain expected. Perfect. Yeah, it looks like 15 minutes light rain, but I don't think we're going to be racing in 15 minutes time. We're going to be in I don't know what, in the pizza place. We're in Monza. That's what we're going to be doing. Getting some pizza, some good Italian beer, post-race celebration.
Do Italians make beer?
I feel like they do.
They just make wine, don't they?
Isn't there like Peroni and Stella? Isn't that? I don't know. Stella might be actually from somewhere else. I'm just probably making myself sound like an idiot. Who's behind? Havoc? I thought you said you were, bro. DK Nortec leading us off here on lap 23. There he goes, trying to break the toe, weaving left and right. I don't know how many times you can do that. And here we go, into turn 1. DK Nortec managed to keep his position. I think Sean Boy is disconnected.
I got booted again. What's going on?
Hysteria gets ghosted and he's dropping a few positions. That's Chipman in the top 3. AO losing a position as well. I'll try to get you in here, Sean Boy, before anything too crazy happens. DK Nortec still in the lead. Let's get Sean Boy in the session. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There you are. Oh, I don't want Steam.
Sure.
Oh, I don't want Steam. There we go. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. DK still in the lead. M1K close behind. We've got Jimin who's making some moves. Orlando's dropped a position. It looks like he's looking to make some moves. He's got Red Arrow ahead. Oh, Red Arrow is cutting across the grass there. You can see the Haas completely off the track. And Orlando's managed to get ahead of him. DK Nortec is now under some serious pressure from M1K on lap 24, going into turn 1. Let's see, M1K pulling to the inside. Gonna have the inside for turn 1, switches to the outside for turn 2. Who's gonna be the latest on the brakes? They're even going into turn 2, and that means DK Nortec on the inside gets the power down better. But M1K now has the advantage on the inside line, going through turn 3. He's taken the lead of the race here on lap 24. And that's a 10-second penalty for 7th Flame for a collision with Orlando, which has dropped him down to 15th. From bad to worse for Orlando, he definitely has the speed to make up for it tonight, but just unfortunate thing after unfortunate thing happening to him. But we have to turn our attention now to the lead of this race. We've got to 3-4 laps to go, and AO is hung with these guys up in front. Coming back to P5 with Jay. Also, just on his own. Oh, there's some carnage behind there. Look at this, gravel is going all across the track. DRS available for everybody. Everybody fighting for those final positions. Speedy Bull is in P10, right behind McRib, and he is pushing him into the start of Iscari. See Witche there. Let's jump back on board with the leaders. Jitman has joined this party, and he is looking to make it a 3-way battle for the lead. DK Nortec taking the right side of the track this time, forcing M1K to the left. M1K is going to leave himself vulnerable to Chipman, who dives it on the inside. He's taking P2 here, lap 25 of 27. And now Chipman making amends for those early falters in the race, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. He had some mishaps, had some unfortunate things happen to him, but now look at him up into P2. That long pit stop that saw him and his teammate really lose out, looking like it's not going to be too effective for Chipman. And M1K, what can he do now for the final few laps of this race? Sean Boy just having an absolute time trying to stay connected.
Well, we'll watch the stream for the final 2 laps here.
Yeah, catch the final 2 laps on the live stream here. But that being said, I think M1K may be under a little bit more pressure from behind than looking ahead of him. AO is honestly looking pretty strong here on the mediums. Could those be coming into the play into the final laps? Jump aboard with our leader, Chipman, who jumps ahead of DK Nortec. Now he is the leader coming across to start the second to last lap, the penultimate lap of the Italian Grand Prix here in AM2, and he is going to absolutely want this for his championship hopes. He is under pressure with the DRS though. DK Nortec takes a look but doesn't go for it fully, and that's going to see Chipman taking P1 through into turn 3. The 4-car fight for the lead as it stands. AO really has joined this fight now, and those tires coming towards him to within 3/10 of M1K, who was leading this race at one point. Into turns 4, turn 5, and into the Lesmos we go. One more DRS straight coming this lap, and then we're on to the final lap where it's all going to be up to these drivers. Crucially, this is the last DRS straight that they will see on that final lap. They will not have any DRS coming across the line, so it's all going to be about this straight and the straight out of Ascari. Who is going to have the best slipstream? Who is going to have the best run? Who's going to plot it out the best? Right now, Chipman is deciding to lead this race going into the final corner of the penultimate lap. I wonder what he's thinking here. This is the play to be in. I don't know where I would want to be in this train if P1 is the call, but it only matters who's in P1. Coming across the line, we're watching M1K come through the final quarter to chase down DK Nortec and Chipman on the final lap. Chipman with an incredible comeback this race. He is recharging battery down the straight. DK Nortec looking, pulls alongside into turn 1. He's on the inside, late on the brakes. He takes that first position, and M1K slots in just behind Chipman. Now it's a drag race out through turn 3, going into turn 4 now. No rain, gonna be raining on our parade. It is 10 minutes away. There was not enough safety cars to force the weather to arrive. But look how close the top 3 are. Even AO and the top 4 all really close together here. Any mistake from these drivers, and it could be catastrophic for multiple of them on how close they are. Pablo's saying, I need a send, bro. Well, we might get a send because this is when all the gloves are taken off and we are just going for the win. Take a look from the machine of M1K, the Haasmobile. We see Jimin pulling alongside, goes ahead. DK Nortec seemingly allows him to do so, and now he's going to lay the hammer down. Gets a little bit of a twitch coming out of Ascari. M1K dumping the power, dumping the ERS, but is he going to have enough of a run to catch up to Chipman? I think Chipman has done most of the work here. He's flying through Ascari, Parabolica for the final time. No DRS. M1K looking on the inside of the kick Sauber, but it's going to be Chipman who comes across the line to take the win. But he has that 3-second penalty, which drops him down, and DK Nortec wins back-to-back races. I completely forgot about that. Wow. M1K taking P2 and AO in P3. You can see it all punching up on the straight here. The bot drivers just not sure how to navigate the final chicane. But there you have it. Chipman winning it on track, but unfortunately that 3-second penalty that I forgot about came back to haunt him. He's had definitely a much better race than he's had in the last few, but not the finishing result he would have hoped for with that penalty. That being said, DK Nortec winning back-to-back races, and that's going to be huge for him and Sauber today, winning that race in Monza. Let's take a look at the finishing results here. Oh, we got podium celebrations first. Gotta take it all in here. DK Nortec. I mean, sometimes every blind squirrel finds an acorn, and sometimes the acorns are endless. And DK Nortec is that blind squirrel, finding all those acorns as it stands. He's gotten 2 back-to-back. Sean Boy, what are we in for? It's not something I expected tonight, having another DK win.
No, it's not what I was expecting. I mean, we've seen 110 different lead changes, so it could have been anyone's race there.
Yeah, definitely. Publishing P2 at 10 seconds. 2 at 10 seconds? No, M1K was the one who was in P3 at that point. Chipman was in P1, so top finishers for tonight. You got DK taking the win, M1K in P2, AO in P3. I believe that is his first podium. Chipman P4, with P5. Very solid result for him. Red Arrow in P6, Orlando P7, Speedy P8, Sweens P9, Mick Rip P10. Those are your top 10 finishers for tonight. We're going to see if we can round up the podium finishers, but that's going to be it for Sean Boy. So, Sean Boy, thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you next week, brother. And yeah, any last thoughts for you?
No, another great race. Always great to be in the booth, and yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week. We'll be back with podium interviews in just a minute.
Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest of Speed.
Contest of speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting for the podium finishers to join the booth here, so just bear with us and hope to get some questions for the top finishers in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to the interview booth. We've got our winner of this week in round 7. It's DK Nortec taking the top step again, back to back. I mean, they usually say when it rains, it pours, but that's usually a bad thing. This time it's a good thing. Back to back wins after not taking one in how many seasons? You must be over the moon right now.
Yeah, man, that was wild. I thought I had it in the bag cruising, and then that late race safety car kind of changed plans. But all in all, kind of a eventful race, really.
Yeah, pretty eventful. I mean, we had 2 safety cars within the first like 6 laps or so. But I think something that really stands out in your I don't know, racecraft is your start of your stints. They're always so good. You're always making positions in those early laps, and it seems like it really pays off for you. How important was that to jump ahead of M1K and Chipman at the start of this race tonight? Because those are the guys you were fighting with towards the end.
First safety car came out. Obviously, at that point, you're kind of like hard. Do I take hard the rest of the way? Sure, why not? And then after that, it was maximizing the restarts as much as possible and trying to just get through the traffic as quickly as you can because it's Monza. We all know how chaotic and crazy turn 1 gets at Monza. So get through that as much as possible. Get out of the pack and then just get clean air so that you can just focus on your braking points, focus on just driving and not have to really worry about anything. So as far as maximizing the tires at the stints, like sometimes I feel like I push too hard and then burn the tires out. But if it works, it works. And sometimes you get lucky with safety cars to hopefully save those tires. So, yep.
Yeah, nice. And after a few week break, you came back exactly where you left off. I was trying to load up the results, but I don't. Well, let me see. Give me 1 second. I could probably tell you what the standings are after this race. Might pop up on screen here. There we go. Put them over here. So M1K is still in the lead of the championship, but you've closed in considerably with that win, because the 2 drivers ahead of you got 6 and 4 points respectively. M1K is, you still gained points on him, but he had a decent haul with 18. So you're up to 78 in 4th, and just ahead of you is your teammate in 93, Orlando 96, and then M1K is now the championship leader at 106.5. So you're you're within 20 points of that conversation for the championship now. We've got 5 rounds to go. You feeling good going into next week? I honestly don't even know what is next week. Where are we racing next week?
I think Qatar. I think I don't know. I haven't really looked at the schedule all that much, but I think Speedy said it was Qatar. So yeah, we're going to Qatar. Honestly, I could thank these 2 wins on my different setup supplier. I've been using a little bit different setups. Normally, I just copy and paste something off the internet, but I've been trying to really dial those in the past couple of weeks. And really, at this point now, I feel like I got to make a push for the championship because 2 wins in a row. I got some pretty good tracks for myself coming up. And so, yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Definitely, yeah, it's gonna be big to get some points now. Like you said, 2 wins in a row. Qatar is next. It's a bit of a different track. What are you thinking in terms of how you feel about that track? Kind of a little bit different from Monza. It's a lot of full throttle still, but a lot more turns happening and a lot more stressful for I find for the driver throughout the race. What do you think about that one?
It's very stressful. I know in past games for me, conserving fuel has been a big thing because even if you like overfuel the car by like 2 laps, even you're flashing yellow like halfway in the race, and it's like where all this fuel go because of all the on throttle time. But I feel like it's going to be a big track position track, even though it's a lot of turns, not a whole lot of passing opportunities, and with it being as fast as it is, the ability to gain runs, I don't think will be there as easy as much as some tracks. So it's gonna be it should be entertaining, especially for AM2. But yeah.
We'll see when we get there. One last thing I'll leave you with. You guys in the constructors extended your lead here tonight by a good 10 points over McLaren and 3 points over Haas. You're now up 172 to 154. Are you guys the favorites now for constructors? You know, you guys have kind of, like I was talking about in the stream, you may have had a little bit of a slower start in the season, but I think you guys have all the momentum right now. You think you guys you're just riding that high for as long as it'll last?
I think the rest of the season we're really going to be strong. Me and Speedy were talking before this race. Monza, we kind of both knew Monza may have not turned out the best. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have the best of race, but good for him to crawl back and get some points. But yeah, we're both really looking forward to these tracks. So we're really going to try to at least, I think, if we can just finish on podiums, one of us keep getting on the podium once a week. I think we'll be good.
Definitely, yeah. Well, I'm excited to see how the rest of the season pans out for y'all, and yeah, congratulations again on another win back to back. What could more could you ask for, hey?
Not better than that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, we'll see you in Qatar, man. I think we got another podium finisher who joined the booth. Let me just scroll through here so I can see. Oh, it's AO. Welcome to the podium interviews, Mr. AO, Mercedes driver. If I'm not mistaken, is this not your first podium in Contest of Speed?
I mean, how about that, guy? That was fun, huh? Yeah. It's my first podium in Contest of Speed, and whew, man, those guys are fast. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you just did everything right there. It seemed like a few cars taking a little bit of a different strategy, but you were in the right place at the right time. When that last safety car went in, you were towards the front of the field. Uh, some people in the chat were, I mean, some good salt in the chat was a little disappointed you went for the mediums. What was the thinking there on that play?
So I used up all three of my softs in quali, and I knew everybody was going to be on softs. Something told me to get on mediums. I knew the two top guys were going to be battling a lot, burning their tires quick, all those 4 laps, and I think Shipman behind me had a 3-second penalty. So I knew with these minimal laps left, as long as I stay close to him, at least I'll have a podium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that honestly, it probably was a pretty decent call because it looked towards the end of those few laps and on the last restart, you were kind of gaining ground on the drivers ahead of you, and you had a little more confidence in your tires. I mean, what were you thinking coming across the line there, following that battle, knowing there's penalties ahead? Just trying to keep it clean, or were you trying to make up even more positions there in that last lap, or what was the thought process?
I had my teammate in my ear. He DNF'd, and I had him in my ear as my engineer telling me to just keep it clean. You got a podium. I wanted more. I did. I'm going to be honest. The battling that was going on up front, I knew something was bound to happen. I saw them losing their rears. And I just ran out of time. If I had maybe 1 or 2 more laps, I feel like I could have picked off maybe in one more position if I was lucky. But um, doing what I did, I think I made the best decision and just hanging in there, grabbing that podium and being safe. I didn't want to, get too ballsy.
Definitely, yeah.
and can't ruin the whole podium outcome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I definitely have been in that position as well, where you know you can potentially get more, but it's still a pretty good result where you're at. So it's a risk versus reward situation there. But still, I think you did exceptionally well tonight. Like we've mentioned a few times throughout the season, there's kind of those top three teams, and with the top three teams, you have your top six. But there is frequently someone who kind of pops in that top six and makes a little bit of there's a story for themselves in each race, and that was you tonight. So congratulations. You can be super proud of your first podium, and yeah,
Thank you.
look forward to the rest of the season. See if you can get a couple more. How about that?
Hey man, I wanted one in Baku, but it didn't work out for me. So we'll see what's going on in Qatar. That's next, right? Qatar's next.
Ours next. Yeah.
That's a fun track. So yeah, I'll keep it up, keep my head down, and see what we can do with that next week.
Definitely, dude. Good luck in the rest of the season. Good to see you in the booth, and pleasure talking to you for the first time, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right, everybody. That's gonna be the end for tonight. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're back in action. Feels so good to be back after the Christmas break. You guys can watch some more contest speed action tomorrow. That's gonna be AM1 and EU1. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time for AM1 and 4 p.m. Eastern, I think, for EU1. I always forget. And 2 a.m. UK for AM1, 9 p.m. Eastern for EU1. Oh, 9 p.m. UK for EU1. I'm all over the place. Anyways, check it out tomorrow. You'll get some notifications if you follow the channel. That's the best way to stay updated with all of that. And yeah, we'll see you next week for Qatar. Same time, same place next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. See ya.
Welcome back to Contest to Speed.
Contest to speed.
Contest of speed.